shoes for you. Yes, I do. I'm like your angel of love, girl. I've come to see you through. So when you cry, let me wipe your tears. When you're scared, I wanna be there to calm your fears. When you're in need, baby, ring my phone. I'll run right over and we'll make love all night long.
Yo.
What's
Good
going
evening.
on? What's happening?
What's cracking, man? How y'all doing?
I'm good, Sean. I heard you was semi-Scrooging here earlier in the week. I'm here to spread Christmas cheer for you. I'm here for you. What do you need, brother? I got you.
I was
Semi-Scrooging.
semi-Scrooging.
Yes, you was doing some semi-Scrooging.
You know, why couldn't it have been a situation where you felt like you needed to check on your brother as opposed to you thinking I was being a sourpuss?
Actually, no, straight up, I told Keisha I was gonna call you. I told her that I was gonna call you just to check on you, just see if you were okay. She can vouch for me.
Mr. Hazard checked on me.
I heard he beat me to it.
Yeah,
he said he was all right. I'm like, I guess he good then. Fine.
He must have thought I was on a suicide watch or something. I don't know. But he checked on me, you know.
No, man, I like I told you, I think we all need to check on our brothers and everything just to see how we're doing and what have you. So yeah, that was it.
What's up, TJ? TJ is one of the only ladies I'm comfortable sending my dirty jokes to. I know she get tired of getting dirty stuff from me. Glenn,
I wonder why.
You look a little blurry, man. Maybe you should wipe your camera off or something. You look a little phased out on me.
I look blurry?
Yeah, you do.
Like you're not.
Are you still using that new camera you got, or?
Yes, I am.
Sometimes it's just something on the lens of your computer, you know. But you're usually all sharp and handsome, and that wasn't what I was getting.
Well, we gotta fix that.
Well, you're gonna be handsome regardless, though, brother. You know. You got that part down. I was trying to share the show. That's a little better. I was trying to share the show to my page. Okay, I guess it did work. All right.
It might be this bright light I have on me too that might be making me look washed out. That might be.
Yeah, it could have a little
light. Yeah. You know, my team, my glam squad is not here. I don't know what they're doing. I guess they're off drinking tonight, just celebrating Christmas cheer. So I don't have anybody to make me look beautiful. So I'm
in a Dallas hotel having an awful old fashioned. I was all excited. I'm like, okay, right before the show, I'm gonna go down. They got the black cherry old fashioned. I'm gonna go down there and get it. And I was watching them making it. I was like, oh, this is not gonna be good because I'm making.
Like that other spot, we won't say the name. Remember, you didn't like the old fashions there too. Gwen Safer.
Oh spot. Yeah, he was anti-old fashioned.
Anytime you get an old fashioned and it's got a glass full of ice in it, you know it's probably not going to be a good deal. Hey man, how you guys celebrating the holidays? Speaking of, you look like the cheermeister, the holiday cheermeister with that sweater on. Speaking of the holidays, yeah.
Thought you guys were going to do a show without me. No.
We were hoping and praying, but
no. Your Christmas gift is here, everybody. How you doing?
Oh Jesus!
The Christmas tree.
Is that Christmas green or money green? I
think it's the Grinch green.
House Slytherin off of Harry Potter. This is my Slytherin Christmas sweater, so I still get to be somewhat evil during Christmas because I'm the Grinch.
Or something.
I'm very Grinchy.
So explain to the 3 people that actually watch Harry Potter watching this show what that means.
Just because you are an imbecile and don't respect the value of fine cinema,
Harry Potter. I'm sorry.
Fine cinema of all 8 Harry Potters. You know what? Because you would be House Hufflepuff. So yeah, it makes sense. If you saw the movie, you would know what I'm talking about.
You know you're a Christian because I almost cursed.
You are a Hufflepuff. Just so you know, you are a Hufflepuff.
Let me look up
I see that MV7. I see that MV7. I see what you're working with.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I see you. I got some things in the Sure family at the house. Hey man, I got a couple of things I want to toss by you guys that I really haven't come to a place of peace with, and because you guys are all smarter than me, I think I want you to help me unpack them. If that
he's
makes
setting
sense.
us up. He's setting us up. Yeah, you know.
No, I'm really not. And you know how usually I save stuff because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna save this for the end, and then I don't have enough time for it. I think I'm gonna come out the gate with the ones that I would typically save, because I really do want your intellect to help me unpack these things. It's two specifically, but the first one that I want to unpack is I was watching a video clip, and luckily for y'all, I ain't at home, so I can't do no audio tricks and all that stuff. But
You can't do your little DJ sound tonight,
Right.
Don't hate, Roger. Don't hate. But I guess there's a podcast called like Man Enough or something, and there was a brother, and he was talking to a white lady, and he asked the white lady what qualified her to be able to speak on things that were specifically men. And her answer to him was the same thing that qualifies you to speak about whiteness and the white experience the way you live it or experience it. And you guys know on this show, because we're all opinionated and we're all men, and it's always all men, we catch a lot of flack for our opinions where women are concerned. But I thought that was an interesting answer. And while a lot of times we feel like you can't speak to a certain thing because you aren't a certain thing, the reality is your experience in regard to that thing does give you a whole lot of merit in terms of what you think or what you feel. And so she's basically saying, I can speak on men because, I've dated men my entire adult life, and I've experienced, a multitude of them in this way or that way. Like she said, it doesn't mean it's your life's work, but it does suggest that you do have a voice that is worth considering. And I guess my point is, even if we experience that voice as reckless, or maybe without merit, they still have the right to what their experience has given them in regard to men.
I think the challenge is, bro, a
Mhm.
lot of them speak as if what they're saying is absolute. When you
Yeah,
speak as if it's absolute. So I'll give you a prime example.
Mhm.
I had a very, very intriguing conversation with my agent yesterday, who
Mhm.
happens to be a Black woman. And
Mhm.
I said, I can only speak, and I told her exactly, I can only speak to a level of understanding because I can't speak from your experience. So we were talking about just, what it's like to be Black in a room and have to deal with certain things. And I was like, I can only imagine as a Black woman, some of the stuff that you did. And that's how I prefaced my sentence. I can only imagine as a Black woman what it is that you're going through, because I can only speak from my experience as a Black man. I've never been a woman, nor do I have the desire to be. Nothing against those who do. But what I'm saying is I only have a certain level of understanding and my own experience in dealing with something or hearing the experiences of someone or a group of people, but that doesn't make me qualified per se to speak in absolute terms. And when you speak in absolute, then that's where the trick comes up.
Yeah,
Right.
I think you make a very good point, because that's really the only time that I get uncomfortable or feel like I need to push back is when there's a universal condition applied to an opinion. And it's like, the people that you have experienced in your lifetime amount to a drop in the bucket of all of those people in terms of, the world's population. So, you're not in a position to act like your experiences define that particular, if it's a gender we're talking about or whatever. Glenn, what do you think about that?
No, I think so too. I think there's a lot of blanket scattering of blame for whatever people have experienced personally.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes an all men are this or all women to that point. So men do it too. So I think that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
For example, when we were doing the show for a long time, everything we said, there was somebody comment, not all women. Like we said, every woman, because the four of us have experienced every woman in the world, of course. That's what they were acting like.
I mean, Robert has, but
well, I was thinking, maybe Robert, but the rest of us are fairly inexperienced on most women.
Yeah.
So
All right.
So that was the hang up. It's like I shouldn't have to explain that I'm coming from a position of what I understand and what I know and the experiences that I've had. It's a lived experience. It's not an assumed experience.
But I also think that and I'm coming to you in a second, Robert, but I also think that because men experience being done that way so much, we tend to be a lot quicker to preface our statements, by saying, hey, because we know they're coming for us. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we're always issuing the caveat. We're always issuing the, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm not saying this. I don't want any letters. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Whereas oftentimes it feels like they feel a freedom to deliver it in a universal. And I think, like Mel said, that's part of the problem. Robert, is there anything in there that jumps out at you at all?
No, I think all of you guys have already hit it. I mean, I think that even though Glenn wants to say in terms of my dating experience, I'm not going to confirm or deny.
Robert, do you have a filter on? Your skin looks so good, brother.
I know. What do you
oil or something is going on? Right? Did your granddaughter give you a new facial or something? Like, you looking quite handsome, man. I don't.
She actually did do my feet today, but not
she did your feet.
I mean, the ears, the mouse ears were very adorable too. That was quite cute as well. No, you look like you have a glow up. You have a glow about you. Have you met somebody new, Robert? What is it? What's going on?
Oh, okay. Call me out. Yeah,
that's probably not. It's not safe.
I'm just saying. Your beard's very orderly. Then a nice little arc around there and everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know this, we have a television show that comes on WGN Chicago every Saturday morning at 4:30 a.m., as well as 39 CW 39 in Houston. And since we are on regular television, we don't get to cut up as much as we do when we do our internet based. Well, they don't get to cut up because I don't cut up. I am generally the voice of reason. And so if you hear something tonight, if you're new to Live from the Cave, or if you've only seen our television show and now you're here and you're experiencing these three gentlemen for the first time and their wretched ways, I apologize for the experience, because sometimes they cut up a little bit, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't wait till I get a mic like the rest of you guys, so I can.
Oh, you had a mic one time, remember?
You can do that.
When we could have even turned his ass down, he was upset. You could hear his thoughts. The microphone was so hot. I don't know.
We could hear the buttons popping on your shirt.
See what I mean, ladies and gentlemen.
You can hear his
nipples.
This
is the R-rated version of the show. Don't let Mel fool you. I have secret tapes. Since everybody exposing everybody, I got secret tapes of Mel.
Oh my God, secret tapes.
Yeah, secret tapes.
You could hear you can hear his nipples pushing through that yellow sweater.
Bottle of Moet, and the tapes won't ever get out. If I don't get my bottle of Moet by Christmas, it's over for you, dog. It's over.
Man, that take is very interesting, especially when you consider how venomous the responses that we get when we do speak our minds.
Oh yeah,
I was out celebrating a buddy's birthday over the weekend, and you know, we sat down, and of course he's a guy, you know, much love to him. He's very proud of the show and watches the show, and you know, and so as soon as I walk in, he's telling everybody at the party, you know, about the show and about the WGN thing, and then he and I sit down to cocktail a bit, and he goes on to tell me one of his friends told him that I like to bash women. And
Well, I heard about you too.
Right. Oh, yeah, I've heard that too. And I told him who it was, you know, because I know the personalities of his friends, and also I know the history of some of their interactions with other people, so I know, you know, kind of where their frailties are. And it wasn't so much. I mean, bash is a really dangerous and flammable word to use in regard to somebody, but more than that, outside of, you know, me making an attempt to not take it too personally, it made me wonder why is the venom so high when men challenge women? It's always so, the venom is always so high, and it's never that way in reverse. And I think part of that is because men are already lax in the ability to communicate, and then if they think they're in a debate with a woman who's, you know, whose verbal, you know, ability is better than theirs, I did not call women snakes, then they might be even less inclined to engage, you know.
And let me address that. Our producers sometimes can be very playful in the words that come across the bottom of the screen. So women that are watching this, Sean did not call women snakes in real life. It was more of a.
It was Roger Jackson who did it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Luke. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I
man.
really appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Roger Jackson,
Yeah.
president of Indie Network.
Raj, I got an ugly sweater. You got an ugly face. Mel is leaving, and
He knew it. At least
he didn't even get to count out.
5, 4, 3. Yeah, that was classic. That was good.
I knew it was coming. Oh.
Hey, Mel, you should just took yourself out.
Yeah, you might as well just exit stage left.
Hey, that would probably piss him off so bad, Mel. You say something and take yourself out before he can take you out. But really, man, why is that? Is it because the voice of men just doesn't garner respect?
No,
Or
it's
is
an
it
ego
because
thing.
women just don't like to be called to the carpet? Like, you know, and I've said before, I was on the phone with a friend of mine last night, and I was explaining, I said, you know, you challenge those you love. You know, Black women belong to me. You know what I'm saying? Not literally, but they're mine. And so
I was like, all of them belong to you.
Right. I was like,
you know what I'm saying?
The women belong to me.
Sure, you dig.
I know, really. I was like, okay.
I'm just saying, just like I am open to being challenged by those that care enough for me that they want me to be better, you know. Just my conversation with Robert the other night when he called to check on me, a lot of that was Robert challenging me. You know what I'm saying? And challenging some of my own opinions about myself, and you know, all of that kind of stuff. So we challenge those that we care about, and it's because we see avenues where they can be better. And I want, you know, those women in my life, and I have those that are comfortable doing that with me. But when we do that, we get so much venom, like we're just so evil and such the enemy.
Well, I think part of it too, like even in this conversation, we have to be careful about the blanket statements that we make, right? When it comes to that, because I think it's only certain women that are like that. I think I have a strong group of friends that know when I have conversations, it's coming from a place of love and it's coming from a place of respect. Sure. And they're like, prime example. I had a buddy today. It's funny you bring this up, bro. I had a buddy today tell me in a text conversation that I said some stuff to her some years ago that she did not want to hear, but she's happy that she listened because it helped with her branding. Like she was running this whole mommy on the move business, single mom, doing her thing, 4 kids, really successful. And she had made some posts that I thought were questionable. And when she made the post, I told her, I was like, you need to take that down. And she was like, I'm grown. Just all stuff back and forth. And then she thought about it and she was like, Mel loves me. Like he wouldn't be and I value his opinion. He wouldn't be telling me this if it didn't matter. And lo and behold, the job she got years later, like she's in an industry where they go back and check social media. They dive deep. And she was like, I'm so glad I took that stuff down because one of my coworkers got fired for a similar post, And so I think it's a certain caliber of people, men and women alike, that if they are constantly defensive, it's either for one or two reasons. They don't want to look in the mirror and have that self-reflection, or the other reason could possibly be, though, they get attacked so much that it's hard to differentiate when somebody is coming from a place of love. And so, like, I've had to have conversations with people, like, know who you're talking to. Know that if me and you are even having a conversation, it's because I care, and it's not for me to condemn you or anything like that. Like, I'm really interested in what's going to come out of this conversation. Else I wouldn't be having it, because that's the type of person that I am.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with a friend last night, and she was telling me about a coworker of hers that was, junior to her, but she was someone who had a responsibility with sending emails out to a distribution list that included, executive level people and people that could at some point, have an impact on how she moved upward in the company, and her email was wrought with grammatical errors, and so she struggled with whether or not she wanted to pull the coworker's coattail because she was worried about how it was going to be received, and she battled and finally decided, I'm going to take the chance, and tell her, hey, people are reading this and they're going to be coming to conclusions about you and about what you can do in this company. And so here's some things that you're doing that are probably hurting you. Let me help you, if you're willing. And luckily, the young lady was open to it, and let her help. But I think, same gender, you might experience it differently. Like Robert is my friend. A woman that's my close friend could easily do the same thing. Maybe a woman that I don't know so well, I might experience it differently if she's, calling herself, checking me or admonishing me about something.
Thank you for saying that, because sometimes people may not think, if they watch our show,
that y'all are friends.
We're friends. But guys, I was just thinking about, some of it sounds like you guys have had, conversations with, women lately. I haven't, and I'm wondering, no, I'm kidding. But
I was about to say,
I told them all to stop talking to you, Robert.
Is that what it is? That's why my phone don't ring no more.
Yeah.
Lately to him is like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I mean, 10.
The show's been on. He had a conversation with a woman.
What do you guys think about when we listen to women that want to, breathe into us and make sure that we're good? What do you guys? Studies have shown. When men listen to, in Mel's case, he's married, so his mate, right? When he listens to Mo, things can be better for him in life. Do you all?
Mel told us he doesn't listen to Mo. That's what he says off camera. He don't listen to Mo. He's the boss. He runs things, and he tells her what to do. That's what he said, Mo. What's up?
My wife does not believe your venomous lies.
How did I get kicked out for that, Roger? It's always the married dudes sticking together. Y'all make me sick. Damn married people. Always.
But do you find some value in, it talks about there's value in listening to our partners as men. listening to our partners when it comes to our health. You need to consider going to the doctor, all those kind of things. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I think like your health is a non-negotiable.
Mhm.
Like whatever your mate tells you about your health, you probably already know.
Mhm.
She's trying to get you to embrace and accept. I mean, if you're not feeling the best or your weight is up or you know what I'm saying, you can look in the mirror and see your eyes are jaundiced. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some components of the health thing that your mate is probably more trying to get you to embrace and accept as opposed to convince you of. Like, you probably have some pulse of it, but there may be something that has to do, like I'll give you an example. Years and years ago, I was dating a lady and I was in a particular job crisis. I was out of work at the time and looking for work, and an old job called me and offered me a job, doing something that I used to do. And there was no way that I was going to do it because I loathed the job. And it was kind of like, you can't tell me God sent this opportunity. Like the devil sent this opportunity to try to keep me miserable and unhappy. Like there's no way. And so,
Oh, there's so many
course,
jokes I can tell with this. Not even
so
gonna
of
go
course I didn't take the job, and me not taking that job ultimately led to us splitting.
Really?
Yeah,
She
because
broke up with you because you didn't take the job?
yeah, and I thought it was interesting because we're not in a situation where I'm in your pocket or asking you for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still self-sufficient. This is just a decision that I've made about what I want the rest of my life to look like
Right.
that you don't agree with. And unfortunately, I rank higher.
Now, see, women, if this were an all women show, we would demand an apology from all of you in the audience on behalf of that
Everyone.
woman, because it would be all of your fault for doing that, because you all do that same thing. But this is a man show, and we don't do that.
We
As
don't
you
do
can
that,
see.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Carry
But
on,
yeah,
Sean.
so it's such a weird dynamic, man. But yeah, we split because she wanted me to take an old job that I refused to take. Never had an argument, never nothing, and that was how we split.
What was it? Stripping? What was it? What? She didn't want to go back to stripping? I knew it. I knew it was that.
Well, she might have been onto something, brother.
Yeah, so maybe, yeah. He knew that was your earning potential was really high right there for that job. So that's why. I'm just saying, Sean, that might be why she did it. It might
The
have
thoughts
been,
and opinions
your
of
best
Glenn
interest.
Murray, Robert Hazard, and Sean Mason
Oh,
do
hey,
not
Roger,
necessarily
can you
reflect
cancel
those
Christmas
of
on
Mel
Mel, please? I'm
Roberson
tired of
or
his
Indie TV or G Rose
Lord.
Productions. So
Oh, man, we're
understand that their
giving
statements are solo,
I think there's
and
this old married
we are
man
not legally
cabal thing
bound
that
to
they got
anything
going
that
on
these
tonight
three
or
gentlemen
something.
do. Thank
Or
you,
it's just
Rob.
the old
I
man
appreciate
cabal.
you.
That might be it because they both are old too, so they get
Those
stick together.
multiple conversations, man, are funny. Hey, man. Okay, so here's the next thing I want to ask you guys about, and this is really a tough one because I didn't have enough time to really sit with it before introducing it to you guys. So I was watching a comedy special, and the person was talking about how there's been this move of removing uncomfortable history, right? Like, and he was talking about the fact that he had been in Germany, and Germany celebrates their history, good or bad. You travel through Germany and you're going to see evidence of all of their history, good or bad. They don't try to hide it or whatever. It is what it is. And of course, he's not American, but he tied it back to, subtly, he made some comments about the whole, way history is trying to hide stuff, civil rights stuff with us, right? And so I felt like, and don't get me wrong, I know that there's been some talk about museums and stuff like that, but I kind of felt like, and again, I want you guys to help me unpack this, right? isn't white America's move to remove the evidence of that ugly history from the curriculums in schools so that children and stuff can't see it because it supposedly damages them or whatever? Isn't that very similar to our disdain for those landmarks and statues and stuff that represent a time in this country that was really ugly for us? Like, isn't that kind of the same when you remove the fact that there is a conversation that says, hey, we don't want you to destroy the artifacts. You can put them in a fucking museum if you want to go, see them. You know what I'm saying? But that notwithstanding, isn't that really kind of the same when we want those things torn down and they want to hide that part of their history? Isn't it kind of the same?
I don't think so. I think a public display of Christopher Columbus celebrating him is different than us telling the facts about slavery in schools. I think a public display of something racist, right? A public display of it in honor of is different.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, is different than educating someone on the fact that America got 400 years of free labor, and then after they let us be free, we were still sharecroppers or indentured servants or whatever. And even years after that, we couldn't vote, and even years after that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we're not talking about ancient history either. We're talking 55, 60 years.
We're talking about our parents' history.
Our parents' history. Yeah.
We're talking about my mom had to sit on the back of the bus. My mother.
Exactly.
My mother.
Also, these monuments, here's a little history lesson that nobody talks about, because we talk about heritage and we talk about all of this. Most of those Southern monuments were created right around the time, the 50s and 60s, in defiance of the civil rights movement, in defiance of everything that was happening. So they weren't created right after the Civil War. They were created to celebrate a history that was past, a past that they lost, but it was celebrated for that. So it's a little bit different. It was created in defiance. It was the South is going to rise again. We're still going to stand. And you know what? You can have your statue, but then don't go shoot up the Emmett Till Memorial in Mississippi, because they have to change the sign every month just about because there are bullet holes in it. Emmett Till did nothing. He was innocent. He was lied on and it was proven, and his perpetrators got away with it. But yet they shoot up the monument.
Yeah.
The sign, literally, Mississippi has to replace that sign almost monthly.
Yeah, some of that stuff, man, I just chalk that up to just the reality of hate and evil.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's hate. But then don't deify your right, but don't deify your monuments if you're not going to respect ours. And not saying ours, it's everybody. The civil rights struggle was everybody's. I'm not going to say it was just ours, because they were white, Jewish. Everyone participated in that struggle and died for it too.
They participated in it, but the ramifications of it didn't impact them the way that it impacted us.
Well, it did impact the two Jewish men that were killed along with Andrew Chaney in Mississippi. They were murdered. The two Jewish men. You know what I'm saying? Like
the both of them.
You know what I'm saying?
But it was important. It was just as important to their families as it is to ours.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm not saying that we didn't have allies or that they weren't impacted. So it's similar to if somebody broke into my house, it affects my neighbors because there was crime in the neighborhood, but their television didn't get stolen.
Right, it affects them indirectly.
Yeah, it's
psychologically
it's not the same degree of impact.
Not the amount.
I'm appreciative of them. Yeah, but it's not the same, bro.
Good stuff, man. And again, that was me coming to you guys with something that I'm struggling to understand, and I appreciate you guys helping me unpack it. Now, Robert, I don't know if you addressed it at all, but Mel, you and Glenn both gave me some really good
No,
stuff.
I wasn't born during those time periods, like Mel and Glenn. So I don't. I'm good.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I
The
quit.
fact that you said that, man, with such a straight face is
Whatever.
fucking amazing to me, dude. You are Idris Denzel.
Michael B.
Go get a
Jordan.
snack. I had to take a snack break on that lie.
Hey, man.
Robert, your application to the Silver Foxes just got accepted. So don't even try to talk to us about how old you are. Okay? Don't even talk about it. You're about to go on tour with them. So don't even try it.
Get some new suits.
Yeah.
See, I knew that picture would fall somewhere. I knew it. I knew it would come up.
Hey, man. I'm sure you guys know who Charleston White is. Do you? Charleston White. I don't know his pedigree or his background. He's kind of I think he's more or less a street dude who I first became aware of him because he was kind of telling the secrets of hip hop thugs. He was kind of giving you insight and telling you stories about Nip and all these other people that maybe you wouldn't have never gotten. That was kind of the first time I remember seeing him. But then he somehow ended up with a voice that he's gotten the ear of a much larger audience. And to be honest with you, a lot of the things that he says, he's kind of a ghetto version of Kevin Samuels on some levels. A lot of the things, believe it or not, that he says have some merit. But most recently, he got some attention because he was having a conversation with Cam Newton on Cam's podcast. And he and Cam basically got into it, and it became a big thing. But before they got into it, Cam challenged him about his delivery because his delivery is really, really bad. And so if you can think of Kevin Samuels and the fact that he was at least educated, and spoke in a way that you knew he was educated, whether or not you liked what he had to say or not, you knew that he was educated. This dude is clearly not academically educated anyway. And so Cam challenged him, and he, pushed back in like the most significant way. And I started to think about it because I was thinking about Kevin Samuels as well. And I wanted to ask you guys, what responsibility do you have for the packaging of your message? Because I personally believe if you know your message is packaged in an effed up way and you're unwilling to modify it so that it can reach the widest audience possible, I feel like you're almost being selfish. Like if you think that the message is that meaningful, like why would you package it in a way where just the framework is going to be so distracting that the message itself will never land? Like if you really want the message to land, wouldn't you want to frame it in a way that it reached the most people? Come on, Mel.
No.
Talk to me.
I think that every speaker or bringer of information or anybody that has a platform gets to decide who his tribe and audience is. So to say, shouldn't you package it so that it'll land and hit more people? No. If that's not what you want, does
that include even when the verbiage is something that would be considered universally disrespectful? Would it still be the same?
But that's in the eye of the disrespect.
That's the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean? Some people cuss. Some people, if they hear a cuss word, they think that is the coming of Christ, because cussing is so bad.
And don't get me wrong, I get the right.
Yeah, but I'll give you a good example, Sean. Gary Vaynerchuk uses the F word every other sentence, has millions of followers, and still growing his audience. And he drops the F-bomb every chance he gets. And he gets invited to major corporations. They invite him to speak.
Right.
is best-selling author, $1 million media business. Never changed up his style. He was a dude from Jersey who liked wine and started talking about wine, and then started talking about other stuff and his love for the Jets. And he drops
I get that because we use the F-bomb on here. You know,
I have never cursed on here. I have never cursed on this show.
You just cursed lying.
It's you three. It's you three foul mouth old men.
Talking about a man
Heathens
referring to women as these, and you know, and that in his delivery,
right.
and your message is to them, is to women.
But the beauty of it is you don't have to listen to him. If his audience is growing, it's resonating with somebody, but there's a choice. And that's the beauty of this internet thing here, is that you can turn off whoever you want to turn off.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's not my position. My position is, as the deliverer of a message, that you want to be meaningful. I mean, Mel makes a great point, you know, yada, yada, yada. Mel speaks to large audiences all the time.
And he curses them out.
Right.
But I'm sure he's very aware of his appeal and that audience. And so the people that he wants to reach, and most of the time, these are people that he's trying to help, right? He's not going to use verbiage. All right, where the women at? I'm going to help how all you bitches make some money. He's not getting ready to say that. Because
I'll give you an example, Sean. So I write professional development books. And even on this show, I mean, you all very seldom hear me use anything that would be considered profanity. It's just not something that I do a lot of. I believe one of my mentors, Jim Rohn, shut up, Sean. I mean, Glenn. I'm sorry, Sean. Shut up, Glenn. But one of my mentors, Jim Rohn, says, if it's not necessary to curse, it's necessary not to curse. If it's not necessary to holler, it's necessary not to holler, because those words for me need to have impact when I use them. It doesn't need to be regular language. If I say that stuff all the time, then when people hear it from me, it's not foreign, right? So that's just me. My wife, on the other hand, has a very different perspective when it comes to profanity. She believes that, you know, brilliant people use profanity, and that is her thing. The name of her book is Manifest That Shit. Like, that's her book title, you know? And so we're very different when it comes to that, because I do, and it's not that she doesn't speak on a professional level. She does. She just attracts clients more so where that's acceptable. And I'm more so in a corporate leadership space a lot of times where that's not necessarily the thing. And it just depends, but we're able to toggle or walk the lines depending on who the audience is.
As my brother would say, Mo cusses more than any alive young woman I've ever known.
Bruh.
And I think you're right, Mel. I think you, for me, you know, I've been in corporate settings for over, 30 years. But I think that in speaking, I know, whatever. But I think with that piece of it, you have to know your audience, right? And you read the room based off of knowing your audience, so you know how to deliver the message so that it lands on the people that really need to hear it, right? And so, and the other piece about cursing is that it's been said that when people curse a lot, they're looking for fillers. They don't have a whole lot of things to.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
Like in the and I hear all you guys. I'm not pushing back as much as I am. Just still entertaining the aspect of it. That
I think it's part entertainment, though, Sean. Too. I think it's part. Let me get the clicks. Let me get the attention. Let me get people talking about it. So I'm going to say the most outrageous thing. It's what shock jocks used to do in the radio days. It's what comedians do. It's what the really filthy comedians do. It's what rappers do. Like, we ain't ever complained about how many B's and H's women were called during rap. Now we have a problem with it because somebody's doing a podcast.
Glenn, it's funny that you said that, because I think both of you and I have been on college radio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day doing the college radio station stuff, and you couldn't curse
at all.
Back in. You couldn't curse at all. You
Mm.
know, in
Well, it's like that in the 1920s, Rob. It was considered disrespectful, brother. I mean, prohibition was about to take
Whatever,
place, man. You know,
whatever.
you can't.
Oh, Lord.
what? What?
Is this the last show of the year? Please, Jesus, let it
It
be.
is, and my
Good.
remaining question has to do with it being the last show of the year.
Yeah, my resolution is, well, I've already told the producers what my resolution is. They know. But other than that, I'm good.
I don't, I kind of got away from resolutions.
Me too. I don't do resolutions.
But that doesn't mean that I don't have goals and things that I'm focused on for the new
We
year.
talked about the resolution or lack thereof. For
Resolutions are for.
Right.
Oh, I keep filler
Wanting
words.
roast.
I'm sorry. I keep wanting to use them filler words. My bad.
Resolutions are for. I ain't
Yeah.
got my
Resolutions. I don't give a about these resolutions.
I don't give a boo about these resolutions.
Again, the thoughts and
Ladies and
opinions of Glenn Murray, Robert Hazard, and Sean Mason do
Oh,
not
Bill, shut up.
necessarily
Don't nobody
represent
care about your
those
little disclaimer.
of Indie TV, G Rose Productions, Mel Roberson, or any parties that we may represent.
The
Hey,
thoughts
man,
and opinions
and another
of Mel
thing.
Roberson. The thoughts and opinion of Mel Roberson, we don't give a damn about.
Hey man, we got about 13 minutes. And I want to ask you guys, first of all, I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of what we're doing with the show. I'm proud of the fact that we held on to it and stuck with it, just believing that there were some, bigger avenues for it in its future. And we held on to it for 3+ years, pouring into it and getting better at it. And so I'm proud of you guys and proud of what's going on for us with WGN.
And it was hard because Glenn did a lot of bullying during that time, and for us to work under those conditions, it was really difficult to stick around.
I am not a bully. I keep telling you that. Who keeps cutting my mic out? My mic keeps cutting out. Mel, I'm tired of you.
Glenn, you like call me a bully again. I'm punching you in your
One more time to call me a bully.
I'm gonna break your neck if you call me a bully again.
And I'm just thankful that you guys have allowed me to come to your platform and stay for as long as you've allowed me.
Yeah, we've
Man,
had a few.
Well, Robert, we really didn't have anybody else that was available.
Yeah, don't nobody even remember that you wasn't one of the originals. You've been around so
You
long.
happened to be by the phone one night when we didn't have nobody, and Mel was like, "Call Hazard," and Raj called you, and there you were. So,
He ain't got nothing to do. Call Robert.
Hey, look,
Who could be here the most on Thursdays?
Mel,
Robert ain't got no life.
Mel, ain't he going through another divorce? He probably got time.
he's probably lonely at home right now. Let's just call him. Let's see. Let's just see.
Oh,
He out
God.
in the swamp somewhere.
Oh.
Hey man, but I want to ask you guys, man, in the 11 minutes we got left now, what your plans are for 2024. Robert, what are your plans, man, for 2024? Since this is our last show before the new year and before my birthday.
Yeah,
but that's another story. But go ahead.
Hey, happy early birthday to you. Man, I was talking to the bully earlier today, and we're just trying to.
She is a bully. Yeah, I agree.
So
you twisted my arm about a few things.
My plans for 2024. 2024, I think it is.
I don't even know what year it is. What's going on?
Is to be better, to live in purpose, and be better than I was last year.
Have better manners on the mic, like that. Cut that out. How about that? How about you resolve to never do that again? How about that?
See,
this is why I curse. This is the reason why y'all make me curse.
Glenn, you said better manners.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming.
I'm a Christian. You're lucky I got a strong Christian upbringing.
And hey, I just want to be better. I want to impact people in a positive way, much like I did in 2023, but on a higher level is my goal. That's it.
Pretty confident about what you did in 23, are you? Just like I did in 2023. Glenn, what do you got planned? gonna continue saving lives and kissing babies like I did in 2022.
I'm gonna leap through tall buildings
change,
and single
I'm gonna
down.
change
And
the world in 2024 just
Yeah.
like I did in 2023.
I'm gonna sprinkle my love everywhere. That's right. Literally. No, New Year. I don't do
Sprinkle
resolutions.
my seed. I mean my love. All right, go ahead.
See, ladies and gentlemen, see what I have to deal with. I just
By
want
seed, he means planting, like sunflower seeds. That's what Sean meant.
show.
Right.
Come on, Glenn. What's
Robert has a big garden that he waters everywhere around the world.
And a name.
All right. So besides my new contract that I'm gonna argue for, since now I'm a television star and not just a internet star. Keisha and Roger are gonna have to pay me more. That's the first thing to get me to work with y'all again. Other than that, to really try to make a difference, it's more evolution than resolution. It's keep evolving, keep growing, keep
Stop
learning.
walking on your knuckles.
Hey,
Keep hope alive.
here's a knuckle for you, Mel. Right here. Where's a knuckle? See, he brings that out of me. That's why I be cursing people out before I go on the show. But I don't do it on the show. Thank goodness.
Roger said he never cursed until he started in this business, and I can believe that.
I believe that too.
Yeah, he's the saintliest of all of us.
Well, I don't know
Just because you don't cuss don't make you saintly.
That's what you wanted.
Let's just say if there was a table of 12 of us, Roger would be on the end looking crazy at the person in the middle.
No,
let's just say if at the Last Supper there was a repaint of the Last Supper, Roger would get the role of Judas. Okay, let's just say that while he's talking.
Mel,
I'd probably be Peter. I'm the ear cutter.
You look like you snatched the ear off of somebody. Yeah, you probably would.
I'm gonna be
so.
Mel, I can't imagine you doing any more. But what do you?
Well, I'll say this. Sir Richard Branson was interviewed, and he was asked if you could give an entrepreneur advice, what would it be? And his answer was like, take care of your health. And the guy was like, oh, your mental health, you got to be strong. He was like, no. He's like, mental health is important. He said, be healthy, go to the gym, get strong, eat well. And so since COVID, I have not taken as good of a care of my body that I'm used to. I'm carrying some weight that I don't want. I'm not exercising regularly. At my birthday, I started drinking again, and I took a whole year off from that. And I'm not doing horrible, but I remember the days when I was at my peak physically and what business was like. And even though I've gained more knowledge and understanding and experience, I haven't been able to couple my peak physical experience with my peak mental experience. And so I want to marry those two in 2024 and be the best person that I could be for the world and for my family.
And if you can do that, I mean, recapture your youth of your 70s, in your 70s. That's amazing.
Glenn, we can both show our driver's license and the date of birth.
I forgot to mention, Sean, as I begin my 41st year of life in 2024, because I was 39 for the last 3 years. Yeah.
Glenn drove me to drink.
I enjoy, just growing into my 40s and learning more about from you guys what it's like to be in your 40s and approaching your 50s and the sunset of your life. So I am appreciative of the three of you because I've learned so much about growing old.
Because we're on the back nine. We're on the back nine, and we can see what that's like.
Yeah, that one from the banana peel and one from the grave. That was a person.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
There we go.
I just came from the doctor on Monday, and I am so healthy now that I'm just.
You must have went to see Dr. Seuss.
Wait a minute. I don't know what
That's a good one. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, again, a reminder: WGN Channel 9 Chicago and CW39 Houston every Saturday 4:30 a.m.
The G-rated show.
Live from the cave, the morning roast. And we really are more serious about the topics because we only have half an hour and we hit the topics really, really well and dive into some stuff. So definitely make sure you check out that show. As well as, ladies and gentlemen, if you could go to the NDTV page on Facebook and hit those 3 dots and make sure that you invite all of your friends to follow the page, the NDTV page.
And family.
And friends, family, anybody that you know, invite them to like the page. There's a lot of great content on NDTV. It's us doing us. And when I say us, I don't necessarily mean just the 4 of us, but the content isn't a large television network where we have no influence. It gives people that are independent artists, filmmakers, producers, talk shows, the platform to really be heard and be seen by people. So spread the word. Thank you.
Okay, here's what really is going to get the audience.
Amazing,
Thank you, Mel. But here's what's really going to get the audience, ladies. Robert, a glass of wine. Click the like. Watch the show. That's yours. That can be yours. And he's healthy. He got the doctor's stamp of approval today. So he's ready to go.
Monday.
And before we get out of here, if you're not that familiar with the show was actually given birth to by us seeing the need for men to have a place where they could actually share and speak and not be judged, because oftentimes we don't get that. We get told how we're supposed to feel more than we're able to tell how we feel and then have that valued. And so it came about during COVID, and this is what it has evolved to. And so we're glad that you guys are still supporting us and still rocking with us. And for 2024, I see Mel got something.
No, I was about to ask, because I know we're running out of time, and I don't know if it's possible for you to do it with brevity, but if you could tell us what you're up to in 2024.
You know, it's much like Robert said,
2 minutes or less.
Said, really just evolving. I got away from my photography business a bit in the last several months because my day job is so emotionally stressful that a lot of times I get home and I'm just trying to decompress. And so I haven't done as much, but I think I'm finally getting to a place of comfort, and I'm going to hit 2024 really hard with everything, really. Like Mel mentioned, my health, with returning to building my business and making it as much as I can. I want to revisit some writing projects that I talked to Glenn about, and I'm just trying to make 2024 a really, really great year, man. And I'm trying to not be afraid to go for it.
That's it.
Yeah,
so
and I gotta
I'll be leaning on you guys when I go for it. Like, hey, what do I need to do right here? What do I need to do right here?
Yeah, and I gotta say, love you guys and appreciate you guys. Sean, we're celebrating your birthday. You're a New Year's baby or a New Year's Eve baby, whatever. But we've had really great conversations on and off this show, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you.
You guys are being so sentimental right now. I mean, I'm just
and you're being drunk right now. What, you about to take off your shirt?
Hey man, Glenn made my birthday so special last year. I could have just went on and died and got it over with.
Don't say that, dog.
Don't say that,
there's
bro.
life and death in the power of the
that
tongue.
is not cool.
Don't say that.
We
Don't
talked
say
about
that, bro.
this, yesterday.
We believe in celebrating each other, and that's what
that's
we do.
not cool. So,
that's what we're gonna do this
so
year.
ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that I've been tasked to do is to keep Sean Mason to task and keep him.
You've been tasked to keep him on task.
Yeah, I've been
like giving the drug addict keys to the drugstore.
My thing is to keep the positivity going. So each of us have a role. We've got Mel, we've got Glenn, and we've got me. So
what's our roles? Mel, what's your role? I don't know what mine is. What's our role?
The views and opinions.
Robert, your role is to watch the time so that you don't go over like you always do. And
well, it's too late for that.
Right when we ran out of time. But what you can do is pass that filter on that you got on your face.
I know, really.
20 years old.
Man, I think that you kind of like the way I look. I think. See?
What is this? The Men's Warehouse?
The doctor he went to.
You're gonna
was-
love the way you look. I guarantee it.
He keeps tugging on the shirt. That's my.
Hey,
he must be advertising.
You all know, y'all remember Pretty Ricky.
What they call him, yeah.
What they call it.
Are we gonna end the show? Are we done? Are we done? Are we done?
I think because it's the last one of the year.
We've been done for a while. That's the problem.
Hey man, it's been a blast. We'll catch all of you all in the new year. I think we got one more on WGN
Saturday
before the new
Episode
year.
number 9.
Yes. Set your
I think it's
DVR.
10. I think it's 10, Mel.
I don't set the DVR. I want you to wake up.
I think it's number 9. We had a week of a replay during the holiday, didn't we?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
I thought the last thing I thought it said episode 9. But whatever the case is, watch. Because I can't watch because I'll still be out of town. So I can't watch. But anyway, love y'all, man. And we'll see all y'all watching in the new year. But hopefully we'll see you Saturday morning at 4:30 a.m. Until the next time, it's been live from the Cave for Show.
Join us, Indie TV, where you will see the talk shows, movies, drama, action, and comedy. Be the first and see it first. Sign up now for free at Indie TV.